What's up, guys? GotDave here. Just out cruising the Grom. I have modded my bike. This is the greatly anticipated Grom mod vid. And I told you I was going to do one modification for comfort and one modification for reliability. I put out a video a while back asking you guys, fellow Grom owners, if any of you guys ride your Groms like really far like I do, if you have had a problem getting monkey butt, getting a sore ass. And the stock seat on the Grom is hell. Like if I'd go like 100 miles, 150 miles on that bike, oh dude, I'd be limping the next day. And the only comment I got was one guy that said that he had the same exact problem. But the more people I talked to about seats, I started figuring it out. So I called Corbin, I told him what I wanted, and that's what I got. It feels really good. And then the second mod that I got on my bike now was for reliability, is what I told you. And the thing about this Grom is everywhere I ride it, I'm like on the pin, dude. I'm like floored everywhere. It gets really hot. Like by the time I get where I'm going, you could barely like touch the side of the engine. And I've heat gunned the engine before, like the side case, and it'll be around 200 degrees, which I think is kind of high for the oil temperature, especially since it only holds a quart of oil. It's really good to keep that oil cool, and that will increase the reliability of that engine, because hot oil, I mean, that's gonna thrash that engine. So what I did is, there's a company called Kitako, and they make a side case for the Grom engine, and you take the whole side case off of the engine, and this part replaces it. I mean, it's big, it's like that big, and you like bolt the thing on. It's got like 12 bolts or something like that holding the thing on. It comes with a new gasket and everything you need, plain and simple. I didn't even look at the instructions. All I did is watch the video by Hard Racing. It honestly did not take more than about an hour and a half to put all that side case and cooler and everything on. It had to stop off here, show you guys the mods. First mod is the Corbin seat that I got here. Genuine Corbin seat, all leather. I got it with the diamond pattern stitching, and I told the guy at Corbin that I wanted it really stiff. I want it really hard because I ride up in the canyons, and I want like a high performance sort of seat. I didn't want it like super soft, but at the same time I didn't want it to be uncomfortable. I told him, you know, I ride this bike like 100 and some miles at a time, and I'm really tired of like limping the next day. So if you notice, the edges come out, and it's a lot wider than stock, and it's got kind of a dished shape to it. It's not flat, and it's not round like this. It's actually sunk in like that, and it makes it super comfortable. It makes it really comfortable with this area being like dished, and then it transitions up to this round part. So when I'm like really cornering, I can get up on the front here and be like, and it's comfortable up here. But then when I'm cruising, I can get back farther and just cruise, and it's comfortable back there too. And then the second mod here I got is the oil cooler setup. And you got to get this side case piece. It replaces the whole side of the engine, and it's got a bunch of different benefits, because first of all, it uses a cartridge oil filter, like one of the paper ones out of like a Honda dirt bike. It uses that filter instead of what's called an oil spinner, which is inside the engine, and you actually remove the oil spinner, and that removes 2.5 pounds of rotating mass inside the engine. It's kind of like a flywheel. And this is the piece right here that you pull out of the engine. This is the oil slinger right here, and this thing weighs like 2.5 pounds. You notice that a lot, like with the throttle response, it's a lot snappier It seems a lot peppier. So that's one benefit. And then it's got a sight glass for the oil level. It's also got the in and out ports for the oil cooler. And you have to get this case in order to run the oil cooler. And that was the main reason why I got this side case, is so that I could run the oil cooler. And I also got the high volume oil pump that you remove the stock oil pump and you put in the high volume one. They recommend that because you're moving the oil all the way up and through this cooler here. And so they recommend that you have the high volume pump. I got the 5-row cooler instead of the 3-row cooler because I figured not only is it going to cool better, but it's going to hold more oil. So that's what I wanted. I wanted as much volume of oil because the Grom stock, it only holds about a quart of oil. And I mean, with this, I mean, it didn't really add all that much to it, but I figure every little bit helps. So that's my mod for reliability, is keep that quart of oil nice and cool, and it'll help the engine big time. I heat gunned it, and instead of the case side being 200, like the oil temperature being 200 degrees, it is now 160 or 150 something. It cooled it way down by having this cooler. The only thing that I was kind of like worried about was that the head temperature would go up because the cooler's kind of like blocking the air from cooling off the head. But it doesn't seem like it made all that much difference. You know, the head might be running maybe 5 degrees hotter. It always runs about like 220, 225, 230, somewhere around there. That's every time I heat gun if I heat gun the head right there next to the spark plug, every time it'll be like about 225 average. So those are my mods, and I would recommend either of those two to anyone. That's it. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Man, I'm gonna have to wait here for like half an hour so that I don't catch up to those guys. Man. It's like a parade. What? Wow. How long did I hang out for? And I caught all those freaking bikers and that car. That's funny. No, that guy freaking tipped his bike over. Let's check that out. Oh.